Hi everyone, my name is Bernadette and I am a creative business consultant and mindset coach. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you more about how to stop caring about what others think and how to live more freely instead. My role here as a business consultant is to work on both the strategy and the mindset, because the truth is it doesn't matter how much strategy you have in the world, how many courses you do, how many qualifications you have, if you are struggling with your mindset, with your confidence, and worrying about what other people think, you're going to find it really difficult to succeed in business and scale and grow. So mindset is a big part of your growth as a business owner. And that's what we're going to be talking about today in today's episode. So if you're new to my channel, if you're not following me yet, just hit that little subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Also, if you prefer reading rather than watching a video, or maybe you've got a dash out, then just below you'll find all the relevant links and you can just head on over to my blog where there is an article about exactly this subject if you prefer reading. But on with the show. So how is it that we can stop thinking about what others think? I think the key thing is to remember that not everybody deserves to be around you, whether physically or emotionally. Sometimes we can fear what other people think and we worry constantly. We end up not showing up authentically. I've seen this so many times with clients in the past. They'll come to me with the most amazing ideas and I'll say, why haven't you launched it? Why haven't you done it? And they'll be like, oh, well, I don't know. I'm worried about what people are going to think. They're going to judge me. And all of these little self-doubts come into play, that they actually avoid doing that thing, whatever that is. And quite often, it's amazing that if they had just had the courage and the confidence to do it, they would have seen immense growth in their business much sooner than they did, because they have let their lack of confidence and the fear of being judged by others stop them. And so what we need to do is understand, how is it that we can stop that from happening? So think about, do you often, sit there in bed, you're worrying about what other people will think, you avoid launching that thing, you avoid posting on social media, you avoid hitting publish on that blog post because you begin to self-doubt yourself, you begin to think that it's not good enough, you begin to worry about what other people are going to say about it. And the thing is that if you allow that to happen, if you live your life in fear and constantly self-doubting yourself, it's going to drastically affect your mental health. Mental health is a huge issue in the business entrepreneurial world. I would say especially with women, and a lot of that is because we are handling so many things at the same time, not just our business, but we're handling, families and children and, so many different things that we have decision fatigue. That's a whole other issue we could talk about another time. And so when you allow that self-doubt to come into play, it can really affect your mental well-being. And when that happens, it's a slippery slope that often you don't acknowledge it's happening, you don't realize it's happening. And sometimes you're seeking help too late. It happens bit by bit that you just don't even notice it. I think when you can take control back and get your self-esteem back and not letting self-doubt stop you, that's when you begin to scale your business. That's when you begin to see those exciting results. So imposter syndrome is definitely very real. It affects everybody, no matter what stage of business that you're at. Fearing about reaching those goals because you're worried about what others are going to say to you is a real issue. But ask yourself, those people that you're concerned about, those opinions that you're worried about, do they even matter? Why are you concerned about them? Are they even your paying customers? And if they're not, why are you letting the thoughts of those people affect your growth. Learning to love yourself and believe in your own decisions is something that comes with practice. It's something that I've had to do over the years. Naturally, I'm a highly sensitive person. I'm an introvert. Confidence was definitely an issue for me over the years. So I didn't magically wake up one day and suddenly become confident. It's something that you work on over the years, constantly, consistently, in a number of ways. But anyway, let's get back to the show. So here are just a number of ways that you can stop worrying about what others think, in order that you can move forwards and move upwards as well. I would love to hear your views as well. So if you ever suffer with lack of confidence, if you ever fear what others are thinking and saying, do leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you, and I will respond to all comments. So the first thing I want you to remember is that we all have unique experiences. We're all different. The world is amazing. The people in the world are amazing. So we all have different experiences. And I remember a phrase that one of my coaches told me many years ago is, you have your truth, Bernadette. I have my truth. And I think that's something really important to remember. It's actually probably very handy if you're dealing with narcissistic individuals in your life as well, because there's no point trying to change somebody else's opinion. You have your truth, they have your truth. And when you recognize that, that helps you be in a position of power, and it helps you move forwards more. Understanding that others have difference of opinions to us, and that's okay. That's okay. Recognizing that they have their truth doesn't mean that you have to agree with them. It just means you're recognizing it. It just means that you're able to move forward. We are all different. We all have unique experiences and values. So why would it be normal for us to think that everybody is the same? Doesn't make any sense at all, does it? Being different, having different experiences, different perspectives, that together enables us to understand that the world is different. It's normal to encounter disagreements on a variety of topics, not just business related, but personally as well. Having the ability to listen to those differences in turn will help you understand the world more, and actually it will help you grow as a person more. So understand that you've got your truth, they've got your truth. It's okay to disagree. Acknowledge that, and then move on. Okay. The other thing that I want to say is, when you're sitting there really worrying about posting and what people can say about you, is, I say this with love, but people are just not that into you. They're not. They're not as obsessed with you as you think they are. So if you've sat there and you've replayed conversations in your head before, what did I say? What did they say? Or what are they going to say about if I post this? And the thing is, we quite often will make judgments. We are playing conversations in our head, and we're making up scenarios that didn't happen and will never happen, because we're making assumptions about people and how they feel. Whereas the reality is, people are not really thinking about you quite as much as you assume that they are. You think that they are looking at everything that you post, that they are reading everything, watching everything, and making judgments on everything that you're putting out there. But the truth is, they just don't care. Most of the time, they just don't care. They've got their own life, their own business, their own family, their own complications that they are dealing with, that they just don't care enough to be bothered. That doesn't make them a horrible person. It just means they've got a life as well. So when you are obsessed about what someone else is thinking and doing and saying, the truth is probably that they just don't actually care enough to be bothered. So they're getting on with their lives. They probably don't even see half the content that you put out there. I mean, think about it. Those that you're following on social media, are you honestly looking at every single post that they put out there? You're not, are you? You're not reading every single blog article. You're not watching every single, video. I mean, my YouTube channel is a classic example. I have, people on my mailing list. I've got thousands following me on social media. Doesn't mean that, the 9K people following me on social media are opening every single email or watching every single piece of content I do. They're not. They've got their own lives to lead, but they will just dip in and out, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So why are you letting this stop you? Why? And who cares if they are consuming every single bit of content that you put out there? Who cares? So don't let it stop you. The other thing that I want to say is say yes to more joy. Now, I've spoken about this before in life and how my motto over the last few years since losing my stepdad has been, does it bring me joy? So there are things that I have stopped doing. There are people I've stopped seeing. And I've learned to say no to more people and to more opportunities. So if I feel that it's not aligned with my values, if I feel that it's not bringing me joy, then I just say no. So you deserve to say yes to people and opportunities that are bringing you joy, happiness, success, and you deserve to say no to those that are bringing negativity and toxicity. The more you care about what others think, the more they own you. So take stock of where you're spending time, with whom. Are you immersing yourself with those that lift you up, as an example? Or are you spending your time physically or virtually with people that drag you down, that belittle what you do, that put self-doubt in your mind? So who is it that brings you that joy and that encouragement that you actually need? I'd love you to just think about that, write it down in your journal, and they're the people that you need to be spending more time with. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is, are you the problem? Okay, so sometimes when we fear what other people's judgment is of us, it sometimes is more about us and less about them. It's about amplifying our own fears. Our subconscious mind is amazing. I've spoken about this so many times before. In fact, I run a 5-day masterclass specifically on the subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is telling us, don't do the thing. Don't do it. It's given us permission to not move forwards. We never, ever fear judgment in areas of life or business that we feel confident in. Doesn't happen. We only have the self-doubt and the fears and the worries about the areas in life or business that we're just not sure about. And that is to do with our subconscious mind. By working on our subconscious mind, we're able to fully move forward. We're able to learn to love ourselves and live more freely. Do not underestimate how important the subconscious mind is when it comes to our mindset, when it comes to our growth. Again, it will just sort of work in the background and stop you from doing those things that you know that you should be doing in order to scale your business. Okay, one of the final points I want to give you is it judgment or is it constructive criticism? Being consciously aware of your thoughts is essential with your inner strength. We all experience those times of self-doubt, worrying about launching something due to what others may perceive or what they might say. Instead of ignoring your feelings and hoping it's just gonna disappear away, take the power back. power back. Acknowledge your feelings and observe them as an outsider. Ask yourself if those thoughts are going to hinder you. Are they going to stop your growth, or are they going to help you? If someone has indeed said something about you, about your services, about your business, are they right? Take a moment and think about that. Are they right? Take the emotion out. Throw that emotion away. And I say that as a highly sensitive person that cries at the drop of a hat. Take that emotion away. Instead, be more analytical. Be an outsider looking in. So were they offering constructive criticism, or were they just criticizing? Were they giving constructive criticism on areas that could help you move forward? Or were they just being a horrible person? There is a difference. So my role as a consultant, and even as a trainer with my other business, my role is to offer that constructive criticism. I do that with permission from my clients. They are paying me to do that. So I will give my constructive criticism on areas of their business so they can tweak and adapt and make changes in order that they can move forward and scale forward. So understanding this, understanding the changes that you might need to make will help you move forwards and help you scale. So ask yourself, is it someone just criticizing you, or is it constructive criticism from somebody that you respect in the industry whose opinion matters? So it comes back to what I said earlier in the video. Why do you care? Does the opinion of that person matter or not? Is their view even important? Do they even know what they're talking about? Do they understand you? Do they understand your clients? So ask whether their opinion is even a blip in your future. Okay, so some of my closing thoughts. Accept that you can't control other people's opinions on you or what you do. You can't. They have your life, you have your life. Remember, perfectionism is not a reality. Perfectionism does not exist. So mistakes can and do happen. Be okay with that. Consider the person whose views you're worried about. Should you even care about their opinion? Understand that working on your mindset and your confidence is essential for your growth. It doesn't matter how good you are at strategy. If you haven't worked on the mindset side of business, you're going to find it really difficult to be able to get the success that you really desire. Surround yourself with a community of supportive cheerleaders. This brings a smile to my face because this is what my whole business has been about. The whole reason why I launched the UK Alliance of Wedding Planners was community over competition. I believe so strongly in this. You are the average of the 5 people you spend your time with. So who can you spend your time with? Who is it that will lift you up, will cheer you, encourage you, offer suggestions? They're the people that you need to be spending your time with. Don't spend time with those people that offer, judgment and criticism and negativity and toxicity. You don't want to be with those. You want to be with the people that are going to lift you up. So find your group of people, whether that is a membership, whether that is a mastermind, whether that's working with a consultant, a mentor, a coach, even an industry peer. Who is it that brings you that positivity that you need? Okay, to close, I just want to say that if you want to go deeper on your limiting beliefs, then very exciting. I run a 5-day masterclass, normally only about twice a year, and I've got one coming up. It's totally free, lasts just 5 days, won't take much of your time each day either. Don't worry. And what we'll be doing is we spend 3 days working on your subconscious mind. So really understanding where your blocks are, your limiting beliefs, about letting go. We talk about your habits, all the things that are stopping you right now. We spend 3 days doing that. What I do is I give you those skills. So you can use those skills to move forward, and you use them for years to come. It's something that you just intuitively will be doing on a daily basis. And then we spend 2 days on strategy, because it's about both. It's about that strategy and it's about that mindset. So imagine, what would it be like to start quarter 2 with increased confidence, with more knowledge, and understanding on how to scale your business, but more inner strength, more inner confidence, and really believing in yourself, and being in a position where you're able to ignore what other people might be saying about you and instead live your life more freely. So I'm going to include the link to that 5-day masterclass is just down below. So just click that and come and join me. That would be really lovely. My masterclasses, they're not groups with thousands of people. It's not. It's small, it's intimate. That's my whole ethos of my business, is I work closely with my clients, one-to-one or one-to-few. That's my business model. And that exactly is how I run my masterclasses and challenges. It's not about getting like thousands and thousands of people. It's actually about working with a small group of people closely and really helping them transform their mindset. So really excited about that, but I'll include the details just down below. And remember that you deserve to have a life and a career that brings you that joy, that brings you that freedom, and brings you that profit. And that is what I am all about when it comes to my clients. Thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to hear your views. As I said, just pop them down below. If you haven't done so, hit subscribe. I would love you to be a part of my little community here. Follow me on social media, and if you're fed up of just listening to my voice, just head on over to my blog instead and you can read it instead. But thank you very much, and I look forward to joining you next week. Lots of love, everyone. Bye.